Hey guys! This is Flirty, Dirty, and Bookish. Welcome to the dark side.
Listen if you dare.
Alright guys, so today we're starting the Devil's Night series off with Corrupt.
Hell yeah.
So excited for this. Perfect time of year to be doing this one. So when we're talking about this book, we're gonna do it not technically backwards, but we're not gonna do it in the order of how you like find things out in the book. We're gonna talk about all of the past events first and then the future, because we just think it'll be less confusing.
Yeah, it'll be way easier than going like, okay, this was present. Okay, now we're in the past. Okay, like it's just, I think it'd be easier to follow
Much easier
along.
to follow. Yeah.
So there technically is spoilers halfway through of what's like when they figure out sort of things, but it's just easier this way.
Yeah.
To start what happened on that Devil's Night however many years ago. 3
years ago. Yeah.
So we're gonna learn. Well, we already know. You're gonna learn what happened on Devil's Night 3 years ago, and then what's happening in the present.
Yeah, currently. All right. So let's get started then.
Okay, so October 30th, 3 years ago, it's Devil's Night, and the boys are back in town. So at this point, Rika's a junior in high school and the boys are sophomores in college, but they come back to town, back to the high school for Devil's Night, to fuck some shit up.
Well, yeah, because the basketball team is doing shit. And
yes.
The Devil's Night kind of started to bring the whole basketball team together.
Yes.
And so the coach is like, hey guys, can you come back and wreak havoc all over the town so our basketball team does better?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So as they go into the school, Devil and I by Slipknot plays, and the boys walk into Rika's class. And the 4 horsemen, that's what everyone calls them, they're wearing their masks. So Michael is red, Kai's silver with gashes, Damon is completely black, and Will is white with 1 red stripe, which... they're just so hot.
It's kind of hot.
They are.
So for context, since we're starting with flashback, you didn't really get the introductions to everybody. So Rika's, obviously, I think you figured it out, is the main female
main character.
Yeah. Michael, red mask, that's our main male character.
Michael Christ.
Just to keep things clear there.
And then he has 3 friends, Damon Torrance, Kai Mori, and Will Grayson the third.
Yes.
The third is very important.
The third is very important.
So they take the basketball players in this room, and some girls follow them in there. And Michael's standing there watching over Rika, and almost like he wants her to come in there, but then he leaves.
So for context, they play the music in the school, they go to all these different classrooms and pull people out.
Specifically the basketball players, they don't pull out any girls, but any girls that want to come can come.
But they have to be 18.
Yeah, the rule is that any girls that come have to be 18. Basketball players, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. And technically, once school's out,
they can go.
Any age can join, but that's the school's rule. Any girls following have to be 18.
Yeah. So Michael's standing over Rika, and the teacher's just like, she's not 18 yet.
Yeah.
And then he just walks away.
But he's just kind of like, yeah, okay. But Erica makes an excuse to leave her class. Of course, she fucking does. And follows the boys into the parking lot. And she's trying to stay hidden, obviously. And while everyone loads the vehicles and gets ready to leave, Rika hides in Michael's G-Wagon.
Like in the trunk. She opens the back door. And...
Yeah. First of all, I fucking love... This was when I found out what car he drove, I was like...
Oh, yeah.
Hey, hi. So yeah, there was literally no going back now, even if she wanted to.
Yeah, she can't really sneak out of there.
So yeah, she's pretty much stuck in the car at this point. And then the car arrives at their destination, and once Rika is sure everyone has cleared out, she makes her way out of Michael's car. So she realizes that they are at the cathedral, which is the old abandoned church, and goes to stand at a window to see what everyone is doing inside. and she notices some of the students going downstairs to the catacombs built under St. Killian's, the church. This, when I was reading this, I was like creeped the fuck out. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, go home.
Like, please
What
don't
are you
go into
doing?
the basement of an
It
abandoned
Do not.
has to be haunted, people.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Hello? It's all boarded up and creepy and
Well, also,
hasn't
like,
been used since the 1930s. And we're just going to go into the catacombs that are built underneath.
like, what if it, like, comes toppling down on them?
Like,
Yeah, no, there's definitely some ghosts in there.
there's definitely ghosts down there.
Yeah, for sure.
For one, it's a church. Like, people.
Creepy.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah. So she's fucking dumb. But, you know, Michael finds her and asks her what she's doing, but he's still wearing his mask. But instead of making her leave, he actually stays with her and watches and offers her a drink. And yeah, they watch together through the window. And
by offers her a drink, this man stands behind her, puts his arms around her, and like holds on to the window, and then just
Right.
puts his beer to her mouth.
right, yeah, she
Like,
didn't really have a
yeah.
choice there,
No,
but
it's like full blown like drink this.
yeah, it was more of a demand. But, Michael makes a comment that embarrasses her, but when she tries to leave, he won't let her. So yeah, he's literally like pinned her,
Yeah.
against that wall.
So then Rika tells him, she's like, Michael, let me go. And he responds with, how do you know I'm Michael? Because obviously he's wearing his mask. So technically no one's supposed to know
Right.
who's under what mask. But come on, like she's known him her whole goddamn life. So for context on that, they're neighbors and their moms are best friends. And when her dad passed away when she was like 13, she spends the night there and all these different things, and she's friends with his younger brother Trevor, who Michael is always making comments she's dating. She is not dating him. But anyway, and then she's like, it feels like you, and he's like, you don't know what I feel like. And then she's still trying to get away from him, and he like grabs onto her, undoes her tie, and then uses it to blindfold her and guides her into the church. And then she's like, he was doing something, obviously he's trying to scare her, like he's got her blindfolded, he's leading her into this church, she doesn't know what's happening, and she tells him, you can't scare me, and he says, I already do.
Once inside, Michael tells Rika to wait, and when he comes back, if she hasn't taken the blindfold off, he'll take her down to the catacombs. So, you know, Rika resists the urge to remove the blindfold, but then Damon comes up and flirts with her, then
Fucking
kisses
Damon.
her,
Fucking Damon.
despite her not wanting to. So she bites him, and Kai sends him downstairs. Rika decides to fuck waiting and go find the catacombs herself, still fucking blindfolded. So yeah, Michael's there and he grabs her before she can go down, saying he'll take her. She realizes he was there the whole time, gets pissed he did nothing about Damon. He says he's not her savior and that she handled it fine on her own. In the catacombs, Michael takes her to a room where a bunch of guys are watching one fuck a girl, while everyone but Rika, who can only listen, sees this. She confronts Michael about what he's doing. When he gives her no real response, she removes the blindfold and yells at him, then goes to leave. But he doesn't let her, and instead brings her to an empty room, pins her to a wall, and says why he has her there. But then fucking Trevor walks in and makes her come home with him.
Yeah, like he has some possession over her, something like, oh, I own her. Like, she's not your fucking girlfriend. Chill the fuck out.
Complete side note, but not really side note. If you guys have watched the After series, when Hardin finds Trevor in the bathroom and he slams and he goes, fucking, I can't do a British accent.
Fucking Trevor!
Yeah, that.
Fucking
Every time
Trevor.
I read Trevor's name now in Devil's Night, I just hear Hardin go, fucking Trevor! And I'm just like, oh dear lordy.
You're too happy with your fucking Trevor. It needs to
I
be more
know.
mean.
I know.
Fucking Trevor.
Oh yeah, that's true. I can't do a British accent, so
I
that's
can't
on
really
me.
either. Usually I start with like bloody hell and then I can go.
Yeah, no, but
Sorry about our side note.
Side note. We'll post something with that. It's hilarious.
So, after Trevor took her home, she ended up making her way back over to the Chris's house for dinner. And she calls her mom, tells her she'll be back after dinner. Her mom tells her to go out. Her mom doesn't really leave the house, right?
No, her mom's like super depressed
Yeah.
because her dad died and she's like on a bunch of pills and is like not
Yeah.
a mother. So that's why she spends a lot of time at the Chris's house.
Right. And I don't think she necessarily wants her daughter like seeing her like that. So
Well, I think she just is like
she
kind of feels
like,
guilty.
just go have fun.
Yeah.
Go live your
Yeah,
life.
she wants her to
Yeah.
have a life. If she can't, she doesn't want to drag her daughter down with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just wants her to go have fun. And so at dinner at the Chris house, Michael, Kai, Damon, and Will join. And Mrs. Christ, Trevor, and Rika also eat dinner with them. So the tension is a little bit hot at the table.
Yeah, because they're like it's like a dinner break for Devil's Night. Like, let's go home and eat.
Yeah,
we'll go
so
right back up.
so they're literally doing
The
this before they
catacombs have
go
already
off.
happened and
Yeah.
everything's already there.
Yeah, and they did not want to eat at this table, but Mrs. Chris is like, sit down, boys.
Mhm.
Like, sit and eat your
That's
dinner.
right.
Yeah.
So before all the chaos is about to begin, they sit down and have this dinner. And then after Mrs. Chris leaves the table, Trevor and Michael get into a fight.
And Michael, in this time, wait, is it chocolate milk?
Yeah, so like Rika loves chocolate milk, and like Mrs. Christ, yeah, Mrs. Christ always makes sure like it's on hand for her, but she only ever gets like a glass before one of the boys drinks it all. So like Mrs. Chris made a joke at dinner and she's like, hey Rika, like make sure you get some of your milk. So she got a glass of it, and then Michael,
like he takes the
basically
whole
downs
thing.
the
He
rest
goes,
of it.
he's like, fuck you, and then takes the entire thing and drinks all of it right in front of her face.
Yeah.
Just because he can, because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And he's like pretending she's not there, like fully ignoring her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Trevor pretty much tries to claim Rika, telling Michael to stay away from her, and Michael acts like he doesn't know who she is, but
Yeah. In
Okay.
her face, he legitimately says, I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, as he's sitting right next to her at the fucking
Yeah.
dinner table.
Sitting right across from her. I don't know who you're talking about.
So the horsemen leave to get ready for Devil's Night, and Rika and Trevor fight. Then she goes to change and leaves the house. Fucking Trevor.
Yeah, because they literally got in a fight because she looks at him and got mad at him for trying to claim her. And
Yeah, she's like, I'm
"You know,
not your fucking property. Leave
like,
me alone.
Yeah, like, we're not dating. What I do has nothing to do with you. And he lost his shit at her and basically saying that they should be dating and she should be listening to him. And she's like, well, fuck you. So she goes and changes and she's like, I'm leaving. And then tries to call her friend Noah. Because she's like, my mom wants me to go. Fine, I'll go out. So while she's walking home, which is literally next door, but they live in these like huge mansions.
Yeah,
so,
it's
like,
probably
it's
like
a
an actual
distance.
like 3-minute walk home. It's not just like your next door neighbor.
So she's on her way home and it's dark outside. Like there's no houses on the other side of the street either. It's just woods. So it's like completely dark besides the light coming from her house and their house. And then all of a sudden this car pulls up next to her and it's Michael. And he gets out of the car and he's like, get in the car. And she's like, no thanks, like I can walk.
Like,
Like,
you're
her
just an
house is
asshole
right
to me,
there. Like,
pretending you didn't
screw
know who I was.
Yeah, exactly. And then he said, who said I was taking you home? Basically insinuating, I'm trying to take you to Devil's Night. Like, don't you want to come?
But like, also, I was just an asshole too. So
Yeah. And then she gets in the car because, I mean, Devil's Night
because it's
with the horseman
Michael?
and it's Michael.
Are you
Like,
kidding?
come on. Yeah.
She wouldn't have had a choice anyways.
No, they would have hogtied her and threw her in the back of the car.
Yeah.
So they arrive in an old abandoned house, and the boys tell Rika a girl was, trigger warning, raped in the basement, and not all the participants had been found, 4 to be exact. But then they started laughing because it was just a crack house and they wanted to scare her. Fucking assholes.
I know.
Like,
They were like
They're
pretending.
trying to convince her, like they're walking around her like
Yeah.
sharks or something, like trying
Yeah.
to convince her it's them.
They were like pretending, like, oh, this girl was raped here by 4 men. They were never found out. And she's like, hey guys, like, we're in this abandoned house. Like, you're scaring the fuck out of me.
Yeah, like you're acting like it was you. Like, what the fuck? And she's starting to get scared because, well, she doesn't want to believe Michael will do that or Kai. Honestly, like
Will
believes.
probably
Will is
not.
kind of like a,
Damon scares the shit out of her.
Yeah, Damon scares the shit out of her, and he's doing the most of the talking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just laugh in her face. They're like, haha, it's fine. It's just a crack house.
Like, chill out.
Then we learn that Rika has a match collection, and she always carries some with her since her father's death, because they were his, and I guess that's
He'd pick them up on business trips and bring them back for her.
Yeah. So she always has them with her. They douse the house in kerosene, and then they each lit a match and set the house on fire.
And run away.
Yep. Rika finds out they each pull a prank, and this was Michael's. So
If you can even call burning a house down a prank.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
haha.
then during this time, Kai's calling the police or the fire department
Yeah.
saying, hey, there's a fire up at whatever
Yeah, but he like
address.
walks away so no one can hear what he's saying to them.
Yeah.
We also find out that like they videotape all of this shit, which is why they wear their masks.
Yes.
So like if someone was to see them, they're wearing their mask.
Yeah. They have a
But
separate
B,
phone that records.
because
They
they
record
record
everything.
everything.
So then they're all driving away.
Well, first, Damon corners Rika, and he's interrogating her about why she's there, until Michael calls her over to him, and then they get in the car. Michael sits in the passenger seat and pulls Rika in to sit on his lap.
Oh, yeah, because there needs to be room in the car.
Yes, and of course
No, she could have
has to
sat on
sit.
someone else's lap. But
Yeah.
Preface, Michael was driving before this, and he goes, Kai, you drive. And then he pulls her into his lap. So he was like, she could have sat on Kai's lap, Damon's lap. I mean, that would have terrified her, but she could have.
She could have
And-
sat anywhere else. It
Yeah, or-
didn't have to
yeah.
be Michael's lap, but in Michael's head, it had to be Michael's lap.
Yeah.
And it sure as hell wasn't going to be Damon's, because Damon was literally, when he had her corner, he's like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, don't think you're special. Like, Michael has
Just
different
Damon
girls
being
around all the
Damon.
time. It's insecurity. Like, he just doesn't want anyone else there. These are his friends.
Yeah.
Fuck off is basically what he's saying, and he's going to
Yeah.
scare her until he gets what he wants.
And then Rika finds out that she gets to pull a prank, but she needs to decide what she wants to do. So as they're pulling out, Kai pulled the truck down a side road facing the road, turned the car and headlights off, then waited till they saw the police cars and fire trucks start to drive towards the fire. Rika also learns that when Kai called 911, he said there were 5 fires, not 1. And Rika asks why, and they tell her to just watch. Just wait and watch.
And then once the fire and police pass, they have 2 of their friends block the road with massive, is it dump trucks? Or
it's dump
trucks.
Or like big like construction
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're owned by Kai's uncle, who owns a construction company. But yeah, so they have them block the road so that the fire and police can't make it back into town. So basically, whatever else they do on Devil's Night,
There's like limited.
there's limited amount of
cops or-
resources
yeah.
for everybody else to call.
Oh, they go to the diner in town and run into Miles and his girlfriend Astrid. Mm-hmm. The boys learn they drugged her and tried to rape her, but her friend Noah saved her.
Her friend Noah is just like one of her longtime like guy friends, and like it's like totally chill. He's not anything.
Yeah, so the boys are pissed and they come up with a plan. Rika leads Miles and Astrid into the bathroom, and when she starts to panic, the boys come in and fuck them up because she was in there for longer than she thought.
So she was in there and like with what was his name? Miles, right? Fuck him. Who needs to know his name? Anyway, so she was in there with him.
Ooh, let's call this one Douche Nozzle. Douche Nozzle and his girlfriend.
Yeah, because
but his girlfriend's first. His girlfriend needs a nickname
Douche
too.
Nozzle and Bitch Wad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bitch
So
wad.
she's in the bathroom with Douche Nozzle and Bitch Wad. And basically Astrid, Bitch Wad, is saying like, oh, I like to watch him fuck other girls, and like she likes to watch him do it without their consent, basically. They're both fucked up. So they're like slowly like starting to get to Rika. Rika starts like panicking, like what the fuck is going on? And then the boys come in and beat the shit out of them.
I'm pretty sure.
Rika got some hits in though. Too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But then they rip Rika out of there
Yeah.
and say go sit in the car, and then they come back.
Yeah, and she's like, "What are you gonna do then?" He's like, "Just make sure they understand."
Oh, okay.
So then the boys come out at the bar or wherever they are, or they're
Aren't they at
it's
Sticks.
called
Yeah,
Sticks.
they're at Sticks.
Yeah. It's what is it called? What did we call
It's
it?
like a
Diner.
It's like a
bar-ish?
diner kind of bar thing, like they
Like
can
pool
go in there.
hall-ish?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a yeah.
It's like a hangout.
It's like small town kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang out. All the teenagers go there, but all the like adults would go there too, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then the boys go back to the car where Rika's waiting for them. And they come back with a tooth from Miles
Right.
and a handful of hair from Astrid. Fuck, that would hurt.
Yeah.
They literally ripped her hair out.
I want to know who ripped the hair out.
And then so they drive away. They're like, here's your prices, whatever. And Will plays Bodies by Drowning Pools. Side note, why is the song in every dark romance? No idea. And
Every
this is
single
when they see a finished gazebo in the middle of like a park or whatever in the middle of town.
Mm-hmm.
And just for context, at this point, Will had no idea what his prank was going to be. Everyone kept asking him, like, "You're all that's left. Like, what's your prank?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like I'll figure it out, whatever. And he's like, stop the car. And then he gets out and he sets the fucking gazebo on fire. And Rika's like, why? Like, why is he doing that? I don't understand. And he's like, because Will is in love with the girl who built it, aka Emery Scott.
And she doesn't want anything to do with him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, I don't understand, like, what little Emery Scott, she was quiet, like a little nerd, didn't talk to anybody, could have done to Will to make him burn down our gazebo, but whatever. And then Officer Baker comes to arrest the boys because they catch them fighting.
They
like-
show up to the fire and they
Yeah, the
pretty
cop-
much catch them.
Yeah, the cop shows up and sees them setting it on fire, and
Yeah.
so
and they're busted.
yeah, and Rika's sitting in the car watching this all happen. So she like searches the car, finds a crowbar, jumps out, and smashes the window of her family's jewelry store to distract the cop. She steals a bunch of the jewelry and runs into the car. The boys are able to run away because the cop runs after her, and they all get away.
Yeah.
They drive to an abandoned warehouse, and like we're in Michael's POV, and he's thinking about when Rika was born and how like he was holding her, and his asshole of a father literally rips Rika out of his arms, puts her into Trevor's arms because Trevor's like a year-ish older than Rika, and that he was pissed that he couldn't hold her anymore. But since then, he's like, I have to pretend like I don't care about this baby. 3-year-old Michael, scary brain, but whatever, I guess it works.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Michael's fucked. I mean, come on. Like, but to be fair, his dad's a
Fucking asshole. Yeah.
And so is his fucking brother.
Yeah, because his dad said like, oh, like this will be your future wife or whatever to 1-year-old Trevor.
Yeah, and then later you find out why he didn't pick Michael, and it's like you decided a 3-year-old?
I don't know.
Like,
It's
what
fucked
the-
out.
Like, Jesus.
And then so he's like forced himself not to care about her ever since then. Michael treats her like shit and ignores her and like pretends she's not there, because if
It's easier for him.
Exactly. If he cares, he'll lose his shit.
Exactly.
And then he's just like it just goes like back through like a couple like childhood memories and like how he had to act like he didn't care about her. So while they're at the warehouse, Michael and Rika fight about something. It's
Yeah,
not
they go up like these stairs or something, and then no, I think they kissed for the first time or something like that, or they almost did. It was along the lines of like something almost happened between them, and he stopped it, and she's like, "Why are you stopping?" And he's like, "You're only
I can't-
16.
yeah.
Like, I can't. Like, we have to wait." And then she's
he says like,
"So
oh,
what do
you're
you want?"
Trevor's or something like that, and then she gets pissed.
But then she's like, "But I don't want Trevor." And he's like, "Okay, like if you'll wait for me." And she's like, "You just want me to like."
wait around.
She's
for
like,
2
"You want
years?
me to trust that you're gonna wait around for 2 years?"
Yeah.
Because he's saying he will, and like honestly, I think he probably would have. But
He's also
like,
a fucking.
But he's like, honestly, at this point, he's like almost begging her, like, please,
Yeah.
like, just like take this deal, like, you know, once you're graduated and we can get out of town and we can be together, we just can't right now. Like, A, you're not old enough, and B, like, you know, you're still around my family too much. They're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
We just need to like keep it
wait until you're done school. I'll come back and visit you and all these things.
Like, I'll make sure I visit all these things. But she's like, no, like, I want you like fully now
or not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, fuck that.
And then he walks away.
Yeah.
And all the boys are gone. They're like off like fucking around in this warehouse because that's where everyone is and partying and stuff. Yeah. So Rika's pissed and she's like, hey, I guess I'm walking home. So she goes and finds her hoodie. I don't know where her hoodie ended up, but she puts on this hoodie that she thinks is hers and she realizes that it's Will's, and the phone that they record everything on is in the pocket. Damon pulls up in Michael's car with someone in the front seat wearing Kai's mask. So she assumes that it's Kai in the passenger seat. And Will is passed out in the back seat. And he's like, oh, like, Michael told us to, like, we'll drive you home, whatever. Well, he doesn't fucking take her home. They take her to, like, an isolated place. And Damon drags her out of the car, pins her down, starts kissing her, starts touching her. And then Damon throws her into Kai's arm. The man she assumes is Kai throws her into the person wearing Kai's mask's arms, basically, is how we're going to describe it. And he throws her down to the ground. The phone falls out of her pocket. He, like, then gets on top of her, is, like, sort of starting to rape her, I guess. I don't know. But then Damon stops him and then he, like, rips him off of her and is like, we won't hurt you, just know we can't. And they left her there and she walked home. Remember, the phone fell out of the pocket. She does not have the phone anymore.
But also, please remember for context that Damon stopped the said man from actually doing anything to her.
Yes.
Just for context.
Just for future book
like,
context.
Obviously, he cares somewhat. Like, yeah, he was being an asshole in the night, but at some point, he probably started to care a little bit.
Well, he's like, I actually don't want her to get raped. Like, this is going too far now.
This is going too far. They all have that limit, and that's why they got so pissed off about the Miles and Astrid thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is where the past ends. So now we are 3 years into the future. And we find out what the fuck is going on now.
And kind of what happened to the boys after that night.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot happened.
So now it's 3 years in the future. Rika was a junior when we were talking about the past. And now she's going to be a sophomore in the college. It starts like 2 days or something before school like officially starts for the second year. And she arrives at the Chris home for Trevor's going away party, because obviously Trevor's also going back to school.
No, Trevor's going to like the army.
That's what I always thought too. No, that's actually the college they both went to the year before. That's what I was always so confused
there's no
by.
way. No.
Trevor's not good enough to be in the army.
No, Trevor goes somewhere for the army because when everything happened, she goes, he can't just leave like that. Because they know that Trevor's...
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No, Trevor...
Kind of army thing.
Exactly. Trevor went away to, like, army school or Navy school or fucking something. But no, they didn't. They didn't go to the same school. They went to schools in the same town so they could still see each other.
No, they went to the same school the first year.
Okay, then he's also switching schools then, too.
Because he pissed at her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Trevor... She's at the Chris house for Trevor's going away party because he's also about to go to school. But she's there. I mean, she hopes that Michael's going to be there. But she also assumes at the same time that he's not going to be because him and Trevor hate each other.
And he's now a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
So.
Because he's now graduated. Because he was a sophomore in college in the 3 years past.
Yes, so this is his, rookie.
First year.
Is this his rookie
year?
Yeah,
it would be his first year. Unless he traded early. I think he graduated.
Oh,
they don't clarify. Once again. Anyway, so he lives in Meridian City, which is another reason she thinks he won't be there, but it's really not that far. But it would be far if you hate your own brother.
Well, Meridian City, so, like, they live in Thunder Bay, and so, like, that's, like, a town outskirts of, it's, like, what, an hour-ish outside of Meridian City? Meridian City is, like, the capital city of the state. the made up state that they're in.
So she doesn't see Michael when she walks down to the party, which, I mean, she was hoping she would, but once again, didn't get her hopes up. And then she goes to find Trevor because as much as she doesn't want to find fucking Trevor, she has to because it's his going away party and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Ew.
I'm rolling my eyes. You can't see me, but I am. Anyway, so Trevor tries to flirt and come on to Rika, even though she dumped him. So for context, Rika finally gave in to Trevor's persistence of her dating him when they started college in the fall, the year before. And she dated him and lasted until May when she finally dumped his ass.
As she should.
She definitely should.
She should have never dated him, actually.
No, she never should have, but at least she freaking ended it. And then Trevor continues to act like an ass. And Rika decides to leave the party because she's like, screw this. Like, I'm also leaving for college tomorrow. I would like to spend some time with my mother. I don't have time to put up with you, like, and your goddamn bullshit. And, you know, before she leaves, Trevor's giving her shit. Because so Rika and him went to college the year before this, like their first year together. Hence why she ended up giving in to him. And then they ended things and she decided to transfer to Meridian City University or college or whatever it is. Anyway, so she goes to leave, and as she's leaving, she sees Michael watching her, and he's been watching her the whole time. And then he gets up from where he was sitting and starts to walk towards her, and then walks right by her with no word. Right back to pretending she doesn't exist. Back to square one, apparently.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, well, fuck you too. And then she leaves, goes home, which is next door. And then when she like pulls up to her house, she sees that a single candle is lit in her room in front of the window, which she did not leave burning. She assumes it was her mom, or more like hopes it was her mom.
Yeah.
But when she goes in, she finds her mom passed out. So she goes to her room and she finds a box near where the candle is, and she assumes her mom put it there as like a going away gift. But then she opens it to find a dagger, which she collects. When she opens it like fully, she finds that there's a note in it, and the note says, beware the fury of a patient man. And then she's confused, and when she looks out her window, she can see 3 men standing in her driveway. One wearing a silver mask with claw marks, one wearing a white mask with a red stripe, and one wearing an all black mask. Damon, Kai, and Will.
That'd be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Because you also have to understand,
Obviously, they were in my house.
She has not seen these. Well, she's probably seen Michael here and there, but she has not seen these 3 men in 3 years.
And we'll get to why. So she freaks out and then calls security, but when she looks back outside,
They're gone.
So then it jumps to the next day, and Rika arrives at her new apartment building in Meridian City. So she's still wondering who left the dagger / note, and if it was really the horseman outside her window the night before. In other words, this girl's in denial.
Yeah, she's like, am I just like thinking things?
Yeah. And then the building manager takes Rika up to her new apartment, which is much larger than the one she thought she'd rented. But not just larger. No. She rented a normal-sized 1-bedroom apartment, and this man is showing her a penthouse.
Yeah, there's 3 penthouse. There's one that takes up the entire floor, which is the top one, and then there's the 2 more which share one floor, which is she's in one of the 2.
Yeah.
And she's not happy about this.
No. So the manager says that there was a mix-up with the other apartment, but they wanted to honor her contract, and she could pay the same price for this one as the smaller apartment, then leaves. And Rika's pissed because, just like she just said, she's pissed off because she wants to be independent, and she's well aware that the moms of Thunder Bay must have been behind this, because not only is she in a penthouse, no, it's stocked, like it's fully furnished, it has towels and toiletries, and she's like, I bet if I go to the fridge, it's gonna be freaking stocked.
Yeah, and she was so excited to go and buy her own like
she's like,
couch.
I was so excited
and, like,
to sleep on an air mattress tonight.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sleep on an air mattress. And then she's just sick and tired of being coddled. And then she obviously sucks it up, and then she is woken up in the middle of the night by a persistent banging noise. She grabs a knife because she's living alone and goes to check her front door, but there's no one there. And then the sound doesn't stop. So she realizes the sound is probably coming from the back door. So she has like this fire exit in her house, which the manager had told her about, and is like, make sure you always have this locked. I just wanted to like let you know it's there. It's a fire exit because that's where the stairs would be if she needed to get down. And so she goes over to that door, and just so you know, the other penthouse is supposed to be completely vacant. There's not supposed to be anybody living in it. She's supposed to be the only person living on that floor. So hearing a sound coming from there would be terrifying.
Yeah.
And then she goes back to the door, opens it, and while she's in the hallway to the stairwell, at first she is like thinking someone's having sex, and she like gets closer to the door to like see, and all of a sudden there's this loud banging, and it starts to sound like the woman is actually scared. And then scared herself, Rika tries to run back to her apartment, but the door had automatically locked behind her. And then there's another loud bang. She drops the knife and just bolts. And so she starts running down these stairs, and she can hear someone following her and like running after her down the stairs. And when she turns around, all she can see is a hand running down the stairs, and she can hear them like jumping stairs to like catch up to her. And then she finally makes it to the lobby and runs right into Michael Christ. And then Rika notices that whoever had been chasing her hadn't followed her into the lobby. And then Rika's standing there talking to Michael, who's standing there with some woman who we don't know who she is yet. But we love her.
I love her.
It's not what you think. And right?
Probably who they're talking about is probably one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. She's my second.
She's like, yeah, like top side.
She's amazing. Yeah. we obviously, yeah, we love her, and you'll get to know who she is soon. But so she ends up finding out that the person living up on the top floor is in fact Michael. And that's who lives in the penthouse that takes up the entire top floor. But not only that, she realizes the Delcor, which is the apartment building that she's moved into, is owned by his family, which explains why she was moved into the penthouse and that it had been fully furnished. She did get the link for this like apartment from his mother.
Yes.
But I think she just assumed like, oh, you know, she just wants me to be like safe. It had
Well, yeah, because she was talking to her about like places to live, and that's the one that she told her to go to.
Yeah, she was like, okay, it has high security, and the one she was like originally looking at are, you know, decently priced for someone who has her kind of money, not for other human beings, but
no, we would never be able to afford it.
No. So she's standing there talking to Michael, and he's like, hey, why are you running? Like, why the hell are you running down the stairs? Why are you standing in the lobby in your pajamas? What the hell's going on? And she just like is like, oh, I thought someone was in the penthouse next to me, you know, like following me down the stairs, but it's nothing, don't worry about it. And Michael's like, obviously he's gonna do something, so he walks over to the security guard.
Well, first he tells the girl just to go up to his apartment.
Yeah, he like lets her into the elevator because he has his own elevator, because he has his own floor.
Because he's rich as fuck.
Yeah, and his parents own the building.
He's also an NBA player.
Yeah. And then so he goes over to the security guard and tells them to meet him upstairs, but to go through the stairwell and then go into the apartment and make sure that both of them are empty. And then Michael sends him away and lets himself they go up the elevator, and he lets himself into Rika's apartment with the keys that he got from the security guard. And he's just standing in her apartment. She's like, what the hell are you doing here? And the security guard meets up with them and is like, hey, like, you know,
The other
there's
one's
no
clear,
one
we're
here.
good.
Yeah. And then, so Michael's still standing in Rika's apartment, and he kind of insults her, and he's like, you're still like a Caldo girl, like you're paying for this apartment with your mommy and daddy's money, your, you know, that fancy new car you got outside, how'd you pay for that?
She drives a Tesla.
Yeah.
I
She
have a
also drives a
Tesla.
Tesla. Yeah. But so that's, he's like
I
basically
am
insulting
Rika
her.
fan.
Because yes, Michael also has mommy and daddy's money, but in reality, he is.
He
like,
probably doesn't need mommy and daddy's money.
No, he doesn't need his parents' money.
Have you seen those NBA fucking contracts? Like
Yeah.
rookies make millions a year.
And not to mention, to be honest, he was kind of taking care of himself before that, just because he hates his dad.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know. But he insults her, and then she's like, screw you. And as he leaves, he's like, night, little monster. And Rika hadn't heard him say that since that night 3 years ago.
And she's like, oh, fuck. He remembers.
Yeah.
Here
we go. And then it switches to Michael's POV. And the first thing in his head is, don't be alone with her. That was his one rule that he'd given himself. And he already broke it. She's been there for 5 minutes, and it's been broken. And then this is when we learned that Michael is mad at Rika about something that happened 3 years ago. But we don't know what.
But it is that Devil's Night. But
yeah, so that night, something happened that night that even in the flashbacks
that we don't know
about. And he's pissed.
It's not their fight. I'll tell you that right now. The fight that they had, it's not that.
It's not about that. If you're thinking that, you are wrong, and you're gonna find out real soon. I'm literally about to say it. But so he's standing up there, and from his apartment, she can see his penthouse technically from, like, if she goes out onto her deck, she can see like part of it if she like cranes her neck. But no, this man can just stand in his living room with the giant windows and stare directly down into hers. So he's standing there, and he's like, yeah, you're going to be in my bed, baby, but not until you wish you hated me. Yeah, so someone's obsessed with someone that he's supposed to hate, but okay.
But he wants her to hate him too. I don't know.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, he wants her scared. But it's a thing.
It's also kink.
It's a kink that she shares. So. But so Michael is a man obsessed, but hates himself. Like, he hates her too much to let himself go there. Like, he wants her, and he knows he wants her, and he also knows he'll have her, but he has to finish whatever the fuck he's got planned up in that psychotic little head of his. And then we briefly meet Alex for the first time, which is the girl that was downstairs with him. And she's now naked, sitting on a chair in the middle of Michael's living room, and he's like, you know, just wait here for a second, like, I'm gonna go take a shower, like, I'll be back. Basically, all he can think about now is Rika, and he doesn't want to have sex with her anymore, because all he wants is Rika. So he goes to have a shower, and then he comes back only wearing a towel. Alex is still sitting there, and he's still like, just wait. And he walks back over to the window, and he's standing at this window with the clear view into Rika's apartment, and he's just watching her. And he's watching her paint her wall. Red. Which is his favorite color.
Wonder why she painted it that.
Yeah, I wonder why. But so we find out that Michael trusted her once, and it cost his friends everything. And by everything, he meant their freedom. So, but once again, we aren't told how or why yet. So we do know that that's why he's mad at her. Whatever she did cost Kai, Damon, and Will their freedom. And then we learned that Alex is I wouldn't even call her a hooker. She's a highly paid escort.
Yeah, she's a high-end escort.
Yeah. And
she only fucks the rich and the well. And
exactly.
The rich and
hey, if I was going to do it, that's exactly how I would do it. Like, come on.
She's fucking smart.
She's real smart.
Yeah.
Love this girl. Anyway.
You don't realize that. You just think she's just a hooker too.
At this point,
like,
this is all you know.
What the
you
fuck?
just know that he's hired her to be there. So she tries to, like, have sex with him, and he's like, no. And he's like, you better like start getting ready before my friends get here, because once they get here, they're not gonna let you leave. So then while she's getting dressed, Michael's in his head, and we find out that Michael's mom actually wasn't behind Rika being moved to the penthouse. Michael was. And so were the boys, because they have some kind of master revenge plan against Rika, and they needed her to be separated from other people where no one would be able to hear her.
And in the city that they all live in.
Exactly. And that's when we find out that Damon, Will, and Kai are also in Meridian City, and they were the people that were in the penthouse next to Rika.
Yeah, fucking with
Which
her.
Michael didn't know about. Michael's actually mad about this.
Michael also didn't know about them standing outside of her window.
No. He's like, what the fuck are y'all up to? Like, you're gonna
he's
fuck
like, you
with our
weren't
plans.
supposed to let her know that you guys are here yet.
Like, you're screwing everything up. Just trust me.
They're just eager beavers.
Yeah. Well, they're more pissed than he is.
Well,
and
yeah.
with reason. So they're now in the penthouse with him, and Damon's the one who chased her down the stairs, and Michael's standing there like thinking in his head. He doesn't say it out loud. He was like, obviously, like, I knew my friends had changed, but I didn't realize how much Kai had changed, because old Kai would have put a stop to that.
Well, what if he caught her? Like,
Yeah.
you ever think about that? Like, what if she tripped and fell? Like, was he just supposed to wait there?
Like, what was the plan? Like, he didn't think this through.
No.
I mean, Damon always has been like this, though. Even
Yeah.
in Michael's head, he's like, this is so Damon. And Will do whatever Damon says, but it's the fact that Kai didn't stop them.
Yeah.
Because Kai, in the past, 3 years ago, he would have. So
Kai's
remember that when
Kai's
you think
the
about...
level-headed, think things through,
Exactly.
the planner, the organizer.
So
Damon's a loose cannon, Will is the golden retriever, and Michael is the leader.
Yeah. So think about that when you think about when we said that person, she just assumed it was Kai. Doesn't really sound like it would be Kai. But, you know, he wouldn't let something like this happen. He would not try to fuck with a plan that Michael had come up with. He's usually Michael's right-hand man, and
he wouldn't hurt a girl.
No, and he would never hurt her. And I don't think Kai still wouldn't. Like, I think he wants her scared. But he wants her scared more than old Kai would have let himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is when we find out why the boys have changed so much, and that Kai, Will, and Damon have been in prison for the last 3 years, and they have been since the morning after that night with Rika. And we know that Rika had something to do with it, and that's why they're so mad at her, but we still don't know what she did, or even what the boys went to prison for.
They think
Yes.
Rika had something to do with it, and told someone, did whatever, went to the cops, and then got them arrested.
Yes. So let's just say they assume.
Yeah.
But you know what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me. And then Will walks off being like frustrated with Michael, because Michael's basically like, you know, we need to fucking wait. Like, you can't just go and do this shit. We have a plan. Stick to it. And then Damon goes off and fucks Alex. Will walks away, and then Kai's just standing there, and he's looking at Michael. No. And he's like,
watching Rika with Michael.
Yeah, they're watching Rika together, and he's like, just so you know, prison changed Will and Damon, and they're going to be way harder to control than they've ever been. And then they're even more impulsive than they were before, which is crazy when you think about it. And then as Kai walks away, Michael asks if he's changed, and his only response is he'd have to wait and see. I mean, Kai's obviously changed.
I'm sorry, you can't go to jail and come back unchanged.
No. And you can already tell Kai's changed. The fact that he didn't stop them trying to scare her.
The fact that he didn't say, nah, man, I'm fine.
Yeah. So then the next morning, on her walk home from going to get her books on campus, she ends up Googling where to find a fencing club because she needs to go and blow off some steam. And then when she arrives at Hunter Bailey, the only place with fencing in the city, she runs into Michael, who tells her this is a males only club. And then she's like, fine, I'll leave. And he's like, I'll give you a ride home because it's raining outside. And she's like, no, like, screw you. Like, I don't want to ride home from you. But when he turns his back, she notices that there's a hat there. So she grabs it, runs up the stairs, tucks her hair into it, and starts to let Michael chase her throughout this entire place.
Hold on. I don't think she quite lets him.
She runs away, but she knew he was following and she was liking it.
Yeah.
She loved that he was chasing her.
Because she just wants his attention.
Yeah, exactly. And then so she's like running throughout this place, and she finally makes it to the locker room, and she's got to be like more stealthy in there. You can't just bolt through it, like. And while she's in there, she's hiding behind a locker, and she hears someone say, "Mr. Torrance, you can't smoke in here." And that's when she realizes that Damon, at least Damon, because she doesn't know the other ones are in Meridian City yet, but she knows that Damon is in town. And Damon's the one she's scared of, so now she's in this locker room, like, freaked out, like, what do I do? Like, he can't see me. And then Michael finds her.
Damon leaves.
Yeah, Michael finds her. They get into a fight, and she ends up running away crying. Damon's gone by this point. Don't know what happened to him. We were so focused on the fight. But as she's running back down the stairs, she bumps into Kai, and then she's kind of like, okay, well, what the fuck? He's here too. So she assumes Will is obviously.
Yeah, because she's like,
somewhere.
Will's not going to be far away from
No, if all three of them are here, then Will's definitely here somewhere too. So she's like kind of talking to Kai, like she's confused as fuck, like what's happening right now. And Kai's like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And Michael comes up behind her, and she's like, no, fuck. So she runs away from Kai too, because she can hear Michael coming up closer. And she runs out onto the street. She doesn't make it far, because she gets stopped by Michael, who tries to force her into his car. And then she's like, no, screw you, like, I'm not getting a ride with you. And he literally forces her into this car. They're in the car. The poor valet dude's like, sir, like, I don't think she's like, and he's like, leave it alone, like, walk away. So she's in this car crying. Somehow she gets out of it, and he lets her walk home in the rain.
Well, she lets him put her into the car, and as he's walking around to the driver's seat, she jumps out.
But then he pulls her back in, and then they get in a fight. And then she's like, just let me walk home. And he's like, fine, go. And then Michael ends up going to a club for some team function. And he's still shaken up from what happened earlier. And he's also pissed at himself because that's the second time he's broken his own rule. Because A, he did not need to chase her. B, he definitely didn't need to try to force her into his car. So, and the boys are well aware that he did it because they were there. And then Kai meets Michael at the bar, telling him that they either start the revenge tonight or Michael's out of the plan. Like, screw you, we've waited long enough, we're starting this now.
And now she knows that, like, for sure that they're there.
Yeah, exactly. So they end up deciding tonight's the night, probably just simply because Michael just got threatened to be outed of it, and he's like, no, fuck you, I'm the leader of this shit, like, you're not kicking me out. Yeah. So they decide they're gonna start phase 1, which is to get rid of Rika's mom, but we don't know exactly how. And
it's just to separate Rika more, but all we know that
they pull out some pills in case they need to knock her out, but we don't know what they're going to do with her. And then Kai makes some remark to Damon, and you learn what Damon went to jail for. You still don't know what Kai and Will went away for, but you learn that Damon went to jail for statutory rape, which was his prank that night because she was only 16.
So when Damon went to the mayor's house, he was going to the mayor's house to quote unquote fuck his wife, but he actually fucked his daughter, who
and
was
took a goddamn
underage.
Video with
and
no mask. So,
and didn't he make her say his name?
Yeah, but we don't find that out till later. We just don't put the video.
But that's how, like, for sure that they know.
Yeah, but it's because of the phone and the video, just for context. Anyway, and then it goes back to Rika's point of view, and she's in class where she officially gets to meet Alex Palmer. We love Alex. We've talked about this, but we love her. But this is when you, like, get a little more insight into Alex. But the next thing you know, Alex is kicked out of her seat by Damon, and all of a sudden, Will walks in, and she's got Damon sitting on her left and Will sitting on her right. And she hasn't actually seen either of them in 3 years, because obviously she just heard Damon the other day. She hasn't physically seen him, and she didn't even see Will. So she freaks out a little bit. On the inside, though, doesn't let them know it. And then Rika tries to leave, but Damon tells her if she gets up again, he'll kill her mother. We learn that Rika thinks her mom is on a yacht in Europe with Mrs. Christ. when in reality, we have no clue where she is or what the boys did with her. And then Damon reaches for her and is like whispering in her ear all these like things, and he says, "You were never part of our group. You were just pussy being groomed." And then Rika slaps him away, and it gains the attention of the professor, who asks, like, what's happening? And then Damon lies and tells the whole class that she's a little awkward because they fucked last night. They, in fact, did not fuck last night.
They will never have never fucked.
Will not happen. No fucking. And then Rika is embarrassed in front of the whole class, and she's kind of just sitting there. But the professor ends up saying something that pisses her off. He says something about your guys' generation has a sense of entitlement, and you don't understand what it's like to wait. And then uses some Netflix reference, like, you don't have to wait years to see the end of a show. You just, wait till the whole thing's on
And then,
Netflix
like, binge it
and
in a
binge
weekend.
it. And she's, like, pissed off at this because she's like, okay, but, like, what about your generation's accountability? Like
you're the one that created all of this
and
technology and stuff
yeah,
for
you're
us
saying
to
it's
use.
a convenience for us, but we grew up with it. It's not a convenience. This is something this is how it is. Just like there was things in your day that your parents probably thought were convenience, just like when we have kids, they're going to have things that we think is a convenience. But that doesn't mean that it is to them. It is to us because we didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
But it's not to the new generation, which he got a fair point.
So this is the first time where we learn, like, that Rika has a backbone, and like stands up for herself and will speak her voice and is actually smarter than we assume.
But it's kind of the first time she realizes it too, because she's sitting there and she goes, wow, I'm not like shaking or nervous, like I actually feel the adrenaline and like it feels good. And then she's like asking the professor, where's your accountability? And Damon ends up saying, she asked you a question. And then
so then he stands up for her.
And then as like the class is ending, Damon whispers in her ear one more time, and he's like, no one fucks with you but us.
Yeah.
So basically they're allowed to screw with her, but no one else is. Yeah. So they feel something towards her besides hate,
like some sort of kinship,
or they wouldn't care. Yeah. And all of them, we know Michael does, but and Kai, because Kai's just that kind of person. But this is your first insight that like Damon still does after whatever happened
in a non-sexual
kind of way at all. That will make sense later. Anyway,
the nervous laugh.
Anyway, so Rika realizes that the boys are obviously up to something, but she has no idea what, and she decides just to let it go for now, but to like stay on guard. And then Rika runs into Alex again in the Delcor lobby, and she's like, oh, aren't you standing at the wrong elevator? Like, Michael's elevator's over there. And she's like, huh? And she's like, well, you were with him the other night. And all Alex says is, yeah, I'm with a lot of men.
But then she also says she lives here.
And then, she's like, but I live here.
And then she goes, I'm with a lot of men and women.
Yeah. She's like, are you into women?
In my book. I literally just left the room to go grab my book, but I realized my sister has it and she's reading it. So
she's gonna get to that part and be like,
but yeah,
I see what you highlighted. Oh my god. So yeah, and then she's talking to Alex a little bit. They both go up in the elevator together, go to their own apartment.
So I think that's when Rika realizes that
she doesn't know. She couldn't put two and two together on that one either. She just thought like maybe she's like dating multiple people.
Freaky girl.
Like no one's gonna like assume someone's that without them saying that.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
Well,
yeah,
because that is usually not like a professional job, but like the way she is
Alex is just so.
You wouldn't think that, I guess.
No, and I think Rika just didn't grow up around it anyway to like assume someone was, but I also just don't think that she would be the kind of person to automatically jump to an assumption.
Well, yeah, she's also like 20.
Yeah.
So like
so it's going over her head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so she's just kind of like, okay, I don't know what you mean by that, but whatever. And they go up to their apartments and they separate. And then while Rika's at her apartment, she tries to call her mom, who she hasn't heard from. But there's no answer. She tries to leave a voicemail because she's starting to worry. And then, she calls Michael's dad's office but he's already left the office and she doesn't want to call his personal phone because she doesn't want to bug him, but also he scares her a little bit. And then so she tries calling Mrs. Christ, who does not answer either. So she's like, okay, screw it. And she decides that she'd rather go up and speak to Michael than call his father on his personal phone. So she goes
Because she's trying to find the number to the yacht.
to the yacht, yeah. But we don't know what she's doing. We just know she wants to get a hold of her mother. She's worried. And then when she gets up there, she can hear Michael playing basketball in his like
He has a fucking basketball court in
Yeah.
his penthouse.
'Cause of course
This
he
is
does.
how massive his place is.
Yeah. And so she can hear him playing basketball, but then all of a sudden she gets confronted by Kai, Damon, and Will, who are now up there too. And then she's like, I'm here to speak to Michael. Like, let me just speak to him. So they're like, Michael, you have a visitor. And he comes up and he's like, what the hell do you want? And she's like, I need the yacht's phone number. Like, I can't get a hold of my mom. I would like to speak to her. And he's like, she's in the middle of the ocean, Rika. Like, just let her be. In other words, please stop looking for her. You're not going to find her. And then they're like, but if you come with us to this party, you can have it. And she's no, like, screw you. Like, I'm not going to a party with you just to get the number. And at this point, she's like, I guess I'm going to have to call the dad. But when she tries to leave, they grab her. And Michael says to her, I thought you were one of us. I thought you could play. And she goes, I don't know this game. And then Michael says, all you need to know is that you can't tap out. So then Rika agrees to the party, if you can call it agreeing, but she goes.
He bodes her into it,
Yeah.
basically.
Basically, is like, I thought you could handle us. Like, are you going to prove you can? So they arrive at the party, a pool party at, like, one of Michael's teammates' houses. And
The boys go to all of their team events, by the way. All of his teammates know Will, Kai, and David.
because they don't separate. Now that they're out of prison, they're going to be together all the time, just like they used to be. And then Rika kind of walks off on her own, and the boys let her because I guess they know she can't really go anywhere. And she runs into Alex, who gives her a drink, and then she's just talking to Alex, and she learns that she's not dating Michael at all, and then she's an escort. And then Alex ends up going to the bathroom, and Damon corners Rika in the pool. And he's like making her uncomfortable once again in this like secluded little area under this like waterfall thing. They're rich. Once again, they're all rich. And then Michael like comes in and he's like, Damon, like, back off. And so Damon ends up getting out and like walking away, but he's pissed off. And then she tries to annoy Michael and make him jealous, and she's like talking about Trevor and all the things they did together and all this stuff. And Michael's response is, I want to know everything my brother doesn't do to you, you little liar. And then Michael eats her out in the pool. Kai shows up. Rika walks away, but not before Michael gets one last word in, and he just says, run all you want, little monster, we're faster. Kai gives Michael shit and asks when they're dealing with her house. Michael just says some vague answer and says he doesn't need to explain himself. And then Michael leaves the party when he realizes that Rika left with Alex and goes to his father's office. He double checks with his dad that he is leaving to join his mom on vacation soon because he doesn't want Rika to end up being able to get a hold of his dad and find out that her mom is not, in fact, with his mom, because the yacht is actually still in Thunder Bay and his mom's just in Europe on some shopping thing. And then Michael says that he wants to start helping out with the business, specifically the Fane Holdings, because he wants control of Rika's house and all her money and the business and everything. So he has like full control. And then his dad's like, yes, you can help out with the business, but not the Fane Holdings, because that will be Trevor's when he marries Rika. When your brother marries Rika and puts a baby in her, and then Michael's like, well, what if Trevor can't like get her pregnant? And he goes, well, if Trevor fails, then sure, you can go ahead and try, as long as it's Chris sperm. And then his dad's like, hell, I'll do it if I have to. Like,
His dad's fucking disgusting.
Ugh. And then Michael ends up convincing his dad after this, just let me manage the Fane Holdings until Trevor marries Rika. Disgusting. But he's kind of just like playing his dad's own game to convince him. And then his dad agrees. And before he leaves, Michael asks why his dad didn't pick him to marry her. And his dad says that he never would have made her happy because he's too volatile. Not fucking true, dick. Anyway, And then when he gets down to the office lobby, he ends up getting a text from Will, and all the text says is, "No more house."
No more house.
And then he ends up getting a video after that with a video of Rika's mom's house on fire. And then Michael calls security at their houses and like gets them to send the fire trucks and 911 and all that stuff.
So Rika then gets a call from the security saying that, like, bro, your house is on fire. And then so she backs her shit, runs, like, drives over, like, to Thunder Bay. And Michael is already there. Wonder why.
Just for context, Michael did not know they were about to burn the house down. That's why he was trying to get a hold of everything.
Yeah.
So he's pissed off too.
Yeah, because he's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? This wasn't
the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael gets there first, and he actually tries to stop her from entering. He's like, oh, it's not safe, whatever. She runs anyways, runs to her room, goes to her closet, finds her. All she cares about is this box of matches that, like, from her dad. But it's ruined from the water and everything. Those all water damage.
I was so sad for her, and I was so mad at the boys. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
That
Because
was
honestly,
too far.
because if Michael knew that this was going on, he would have gone to her house, grabbed the important stuff, and then they could have lit the house on fire.
Because he wants later on, once their revenge is done, to fix everything. They just want to piss her off and get their revenge first.
Yeah.
But
so Michael finds her in the house, and he takes her out to Styx, where they actually were in the past, where Astrid and Miles, Douche Nozzle, and what was it?
Bitchwad.
Yeah, them. So he, like, takes her there to go get food or whatever. Rika goes up to the jukebox and starts playing Dirty Diana because she noticed that this girl named Diana is talking to Michael, and she got annoyed. And so she goes back to their table, and he goes, why'd you play this? And she's like, because this song describes her. And then they play, like, a little game where Michael would point out people in the restaurant, and Rika would associate songs with them. And this went on for a while. It seemed like he was doing this to take her mind off the fact that her house literally just burnt down, and she can't talk to her mom, and, you know, their life's literally going up in flames.
All his rules.
Yes. Oh, again, he's
He has
alone
one
with
rule.
her. Yeah.
He has one rule. He's breaking it. And then so they end up going back to the house because Rika tells him, like, she's tired knowing he'll follow her. And then she's lying in her bed at the Christ house because she has her own bed there in her own room because she stayed there so much. But she can't sleep because she's always found the Christ house kind of creepy at night. And then she goes down to the kitchen to get a snack and runs into Michael. And I think he must have noticed that she was, like, frazzled still, and he's like, let's go watch a movie. And they have, like, a media room, and they grab all the snacks and they grab some water and they go in there, and they're, like, flicking through to pick something, and she sees Alien versus Predator, and she's like, oh, that looks good. And he's like, please, like, I know you've seen that already. Like, I used to catch you in high school, like, watching that in here. And she's like, that's my favorite. Like, can't believe he actually remembers that. And she goes, also, it was more like 21 times, but whatever. Anyway, so they watch the movie, and when it gets to, like, the end, Michael ends up pointing out that Rika likes to be scared, and she's like, what do you mean? He's like, well, you know, every time the aliens and predators came on the TV, like, you would curl your toes, like, you looked so scared, but you were loving it at the same time.
Like, you were turned on.
Yeah. And then he's like, does my mask turn you on? Like, does it scare you? Does it turn you on? Because it's just right upstairs. And then he ends up pulling her into his lap when she tries to leave. He does that a lot.
Yeah.
And then he ends up, like, he starts to, like, finger her and, like, keeps trying to, like, ask her if being scared turns her on, just wants the answer. And then his mom calls her, and then he makes her answer it and talk to his mom while he's fingering her. And then eventually, and he's still, like, telling her, like, admit that you're, like, turned on by being scared, like, admit it. And she won't admit it. And then she finally hangs up on his mom, is, like, able to get the phone away from him to do it. And the moment she hangs up, he stops. And then she's like, what? Why are you stopping? And he's like, well, we can start again if you admit that you're scared when you're turned on. And she won't. So he's like, go to bed then. So she does. And then while she's lying in bed, she's kind of just staring at the clock. And then all of a sudden the power goes out. And she ends up, like, going to kind of check out what's happening. And she ends up running into Michael. who's wearing his mask and trying to scare her, and then he ends up getting her like pinned up against a wall. And she finally admits that yes, being scared turns her on. And then they fuck. She comes, he doesn't, and she says, "You didn't come," and he goes, "We are far from done." Yeah.
But then we end up in Michael's point of view, and he texts the guys like, we're like, basically like, now it's time to finish it, like we're now like moving on to the next phase or whatever. And Rika wakes up in Michael's bed alone, confused after like why he would leave her there after they just had sex, but it's because Michael's pissed at himself that he did that. And then Rika goes to like buy books for her school, and like all of her cards decline. She goes, "What the fuck?" She goes to an ATM, finds she has $0 in all of her accounts, and for whatever reason, she just assumes. Or how does she figure out that they have them? She calls the Christ.
She calls, like, I think she ends up calling and then finds out that, oh, all the Fane holdings have been moved over into Michael Chris possession. Yeah. And then that's when she realizes.
So she goes and she finds the boys and she goes, "What the fuck? Where's my money? Like, how am I going to pay for anything?" And they're like, well, we'll give you your money back when we think you deserve it. So you have to basically be our bitch. So Rika then shows up to Michael's or the Chris home in Thunder Bay because they summoned her there. They're like, "You have to come here," whatever. So she shows up with a bat, finds that the lights are off when she walks in, and Will and Damon start taunting her. And side note, apparently Damon is as big as the bat, but like, okay, third leg, really? Like, really? This man does not have a third leg, but whatever. It's just David being Damon. Kai also then joins in on the fun, quote unquote, and the boys have her restrained between them, and Kai releases the steel shutters on all the windows. So she's like, "Holy fuck, I'm trapped." And they keep taunting her, she keeps calling out for Michael, and they're all like, "Michael, come here," whatever, making fun of her. He finally shows himself, but it's not to save her, it's actually to join in. Damon then gets her on the ground again, gets on top of her, and then she takes the blade
that she had hiding,
that they gave her, that she had hidden up her sleeve, and she stabs him in the torso and runs out of the house.
Just go, Rika.
Like, literally stabs him and leaves. So then the boys are just like dealing with Damon's stab wound in the kitchen. They're all fucking pissed, and Michael's like, "How do we end this? Like, I can't let my friends hurt her, but like, we need to get revenge, whatever." And then the boys hear Rika say, "Nothing you do or nothing you take from me will come easily," but they figure out it's from the intercom that he has at the house. So they figure out that she is in like their greenhouse or whatever that's back there.
Like a shed or something.
Yeah. And the intercom goes there. Will's like, "We won't come out there to go and get you," talking to her through the intercom. And she's like, "Yeah, you will, because you're the pack dog. Woof, woof, bitch." And then he runs out there.
I love her. And then he literally proves her right.
Yeah. And then he literally runs out. And does he go? Yeah, she comes back in. Whatever. She gets back in the house somehow. I can't remember. And she's like, "What the fuck is this all for? Like, I don't understand." And they're like, "Well, because we went to jail because of you." They're like, "You had the phone that recorded all of their pranks on it, and you posted them online." And that's when we find out exactly what they went to jail for. So basically what happened that morning was, on social media, on some random account or whatever, all of their pranks, well, all of Will, Damon, and Kai's pranks were posted online. So Damon went to jail for raping Winter Ashby, which is the mayor's daughter, who was underage. She was 16, he was 19, so it was technically statutory rape. And Will and Kai beat a cop nearly to death.
And that was something that was like old that happened, but was the only one without their masks on.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that cop was Emery Scott's older brother who abused her. And we find out that Damon served 33 months for statutory rape, and Will and Kai served 28 months for assault. So Will and Rika get into a fight. He's like screaming at her, like, "You fucking did it," whatever. And Michael breaks it up and puts Rika behind him, essentially keeping her safe from his friends. So he's now picking a side. And because they want to hurt her, but he's protecting her. Rika then says, like, you guys kidnapped me and drove me out to the middle of nowhere for a little bit of fun. And Michael had ditched before this, so he wasn't there and didn't know what happened. So this is when Damon drove up in Michael's car. Remember in the past? Yeah, that. So
this is Michael's first time hearing about this too.
Yeah, Michael's like, what the fuck? And then so Rika told them what happened, and they're like, hey, yeah, like Damon, Kai, Will was passed out in the back. Like, you did this to me, whatever. And they're all like, no, you're lying because Kai was with Michael as soon as Michael left. Like, that couldn't have been Kai. I don't understand. And when they were arguing, Rika was like, yeah, Kai, you said something. I can't remember what it was. But this is when Michael figures out that Trevor was actually the one there wearing Kai's mask and Kai wasn't, because he had said something that his father always says. So then Michael then turns on Damon, because it was Damon who was actually there.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a mask. Like,
No.
It was clearly Damon.
Yeah. And he's like, you knew the entire time? Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't, like, what the hell is going on? And Michael, he's like, Damon, get the fuck out of my house. Like, we are done. Like, you need to leave right now. And then so once things have calmed down, Rika's like, where's my mom? And Michael's like, she's in rehab in Malibu, California. Like, she's fine.
Yeah, so they didn't hurt her mom.
No.
Yeah.
But Michael also has not apologized for hurting Rika. None of the Will apologizes right away.
Will apologized right away. He's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, because now he's like, oh my god, she didn't send us to jail. It was Trevor.
Holy shit,
and
they
she
burned down
thinks
her
that we
house.
did this to her. And oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably feels like absolute shit. Because he's actually like a good person. And he feels
and
horrible.
Kai also apologizes,
Yeah.
but Michael does not.
Because Michael doesn't apologize.
No. And then Rika's like, well, I'm going to go home. And they're like, well, no, you can't go home. Damon is out there somewhere. So she goes upstairs and locks herself in her room. Sorry, I just really like this part. When she's in her room, she like starts having a shower and she gets out. She hears like loud music. She's like, what the actual fuck? These guys are having a party after what they just did to me. So she approaches Kai and Michael and is mad about the party, and Will immediately is like, Rika, like, I'm so sorry again, whatever. Rika's like, you have to fix my house and get me in contact with my mom. And Michael's like, what will happen if I don't? And she's like, she threatens them with the rest of the videos on the phone because she knows where Trevor would keep it. She's like, well, there's more videos of that and blah, 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 blah. And do you know where your brother keeps all your important stuff? No. So then Michael agrees to her demands and sets her off and sends her off to bed. And when she's in her room, Kai knocks on the door and he tells her he's sorry. And he's like, Rika, like, I'm not okay. I don't know who I am anymore. I know. He's like, I don't know who I've been since I've been out of jail. Like, you're the only person I can talk to. And they have like a total heart-to-heart. And Kai says that he hasn't touched a girl in 3 years since before prison because something's just off. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, to keep me, Will, and Damon from losing ourselves in prison, Michael came up with a plan to get revenge on Rika, because like just like something for them to focus on a positive to get out of there, because they're all fucked up from going to jail. Michael then walks in on them talking, and then Kai just walks away. And Michael and Rika fight again, and that's when Michael's like, I want you, and she's like, well, then Rika's like, I want other people. Michael goes downstairs and tells everyone at the party that Rika is horseman territory and that no other man can touch her. So then Rika goes through the party and finds Alex. Michael now sees them talking and then sees Alex and Rika walk upstairs. He searches all the rooms, looks in Rika's, looks in Trevor's, looks in the spare room, looks in their parents' room, and then he's like, oh, fuck, they're in my room.
He said no man. He didn't say anything
no
about women.
And he sees them together and rips Alex away from each other. Rips Alex away from Rika. And then he throws... fucking hate this part. He throws Rika in fucking Trevor's bed. And then they fight and they finally admit their feelings for each other. I mean, like, sort of. And then they fucking fall asleep. In the morning, he tells her, I got all your money back. I talked to rehab and set things in motion for your house. Like, everything's going to be sorted. And then Kai and Will come into the room. And Will's like, I'm going after Trevor. Because this was all Trevor. Trevor was the one who took the phone and posted the videos.
And they have no attachment to Trevor at all. Like,
no, they all
Rika-
hate him.
Rika, they had like an attachment to. Like, they cared about her. And that's why they were going somewhat, in their minds, easy on her. But like Trevor, fuck Trevor.
Yeah.
Fuck Trevor.
Fuck
So, I think it's later that day or the next day or whatever. Michael comes and gets Rika. Sorry, I also really like this part too.
Me too.
Michael comes and gets Rika and takes her to Hunter Bailey so she can fence properly instead of alone. So he sneaks her in there. He's like, oh, this is Will Grayson. And the guy's like, okay, whatever Michael Chris says goes, I guess. But like, clearly it's not Will.
It's like a short little thing.
And doesn't have any tattoos. Like, Will's covered.
No,
like...
yeah, wearing a hat and a hood. Like, cool. Will walks in here all the time, but whatever. And then Michael dresses her in her fencing gear, but doesn't have any clothes underneath. And whatever, Michael playing stupid fucking games again.
Sorry. I just know what's coming.
And they go out and they walk out of the change room. That's when Kai sees them and he sees like the person in fencing gear next to Michael. And he's like, nice one, dude. Like, cool, whatever. And then Rika fences some random dude at the club and whatever. Michael watches. Then Michael follows her into the change room. And he's like, oh, like nothing underneath your fencing gear gets you all hot and bothered, huh? Whatever. Stupid shit. And then he pushes her into the sauna.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No,
The
it's a sauna.
Yeah, sauna,
It's a sauna.
steam room. But it's called the sauna.
It's a sauna.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was reading it, it said the steam room.
It's the
Like,
same
it's
thing.
It's the
sauna.
same thing.
Yeah.
A sauna, a steam room.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So you're also correct, yes.
And they start hooking up. And then Rika then tells Michael that she loves him, but he doesn't respond. But someone else in the room says, just tell her you love her, man. But it's Kai.
I love
And they're all like, Kai, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if it would turn me on because I haven't been turned on like since. He's like, sorry, man. I haven't been turned on since before I went to jail.
just wanted to watch. Wanted to see if it would work.
But we learn in Hideaway, his book, that he does like watching it is one of his kinks.
Yes.
So,
But also, Kai is a certain one of our favorites, is he not?
Yes. He's my favorite, personally.
and then Rika goes up to him and she's like, just touch me. Like, did it turn you on? Did it work? Whatever. And she goes, it's okay. Like, you trust me, whatever. So then Kai starts touching her, and then Michael joins in, and then they have a threesome in the sauna of Hunter Bailey.
I think one of my favorite lines was like, do you like my friend sucking on you or something? Like, that's what Michael says to her.
I just like seeing Kai in that situation.
Yeah.
She was loving it. She's like,
Yeah.
ooh, an extra Kai
Yes,
sex scene.
please.
So Rika is goes to lunch with Alex and a couple of Alex's friends from school. Like, this is the next day or whatever. And Will and Kai get there and they're like, Michael wants you home. Damon's out here. Like, it's not safe, whatever. They drag her back to the apartment and she goes to bed, but then a sound wakes her up. And
They left her alone in the apartment. They're like, Damon's on the loose. Let's put you back to your room.
You're safe in a place where he knows where you live. Okay.
Yeah, like, why she wasn't in Michael's penthouse? Oh, wait, didn't she convince them to let her sleep down there, though?
Yeah.
But the boys were like, oh, it'll be fine.
Why didn't they stay there with her is
I
beyond
don't know.
fucking me.
Michael was away. Michael was away. That's why he sent
Will
the
and
boys.
Kai could have slept
Well,
on the
Will
goddamn
and Kai could
floor.
have figured their shit out. Because
Like,
if Michael was there, she would have stayed in the penthouse. Like, whatever. But she's like, he's not here. I'm staying in my own place. Dumb and dumber, I swear to God.
And then, so sound wakes her up. And so she's walking through her apartment and she sees a guy in her apartment with like what is that? A Jason mask? Like the white goalie mask is kind of what I pictured. It's an all white
Same.
mask.
Yeah, I pictured like Jason from Friday the 13th.
Yeah. And she thinks it's Michael trying to scare her because he's not realized that being scared turns her on. But she finds out that it's motherfucking Damon. And he chases her through her apartment. And when he catches her, he chloroforms her. So now she's like, oh, fuck me. So then Rika wakes up on...
But don't fuck me. Please,
No,
Damon, don't.
but like... not actually, but like...
Very important.
Theoretically, yeah. He doesn't fuck her. Let's remember
Never
that.
happens.
Rika then wakes up on Pitham, which is a Christ's yacht, and Damon and fucking Trevor are on the goddamn boat. This is when Trevor tells Rika that Damon was 12 when his mother starts, trigger warning, sexually assaulting him. And he's like, yeah, Damon's just basically been my lapdog. He's unhinged, and I'm going to kill you both.
He's basically saying Damon doesn't care about any female because of how he was
Yes.
treated by the one that should have protected him.
Yeah.
Which at this point is when you start to be like,
Oh, fuck.
like, fuck. Like, I want to hate you.
Yeah. And he's like, he's like, Rika, I wasn't going to kill you before, but now that you have fucked my brother and you're my brother's whore, I'm just going to kill you and Michael as well. Because, you know, I'm not fucking my brother's whore. I'm not going to marry her.
No, I don't want to look at my brother after he fucked you.
No. So now we're in Michael's point of view. And he is on a speedboat with Kai and Will pulling up to the yacht. So basically, Trevor called him and was like, hey, man, got your girl on our yacht. Come get her. Anyways, so they pull up to the yacht. And Michael finds Rika. And then they all search the boat. They find Kai beat up on the ground by Damon. Like, beat to shit. Like, he can't stand up. And Will is hanging off the side of the goddamn boat with 2 cylinder blocks attached to his ankles.
Will's my favorite, and I hate it. Right?
I hate this.
Hate.
And
Triple hate. Loathe entirely. Sorry.
what's that from?
The Grinch.
Thank you. And Damon's like, I'll let Will go. Like, not like off the boat. Like, I'll bring him back in if Michael trades Rika for Will and Kai. So basically, you can have Will and Kai, but I get your girl. But obviously he couldn't choose, and Trevor got a little bit too impatient. So he pushes the fucking blocks into the water, and Will starts sinking off the goddamn boat. Oh, by the way, Michael has a gun. Just so you know. So he rushes Trevor and shoots at him, but he doesn't see where he hit him. And jumps into the water after Will. He fucking gets Will, thank God. Gets the ropes untied, and they both, and gets them both to the surface of the water. Michael then sees Trevor push 2 more blocks into the water with Rika fucking attached. So now Rika's sinking off the goddamn boat.
It's a shit show.
A disaster.
Save Will, lose Rika. Like, what the hell are you supposed to do right now?
And like, where, like, yeah.
Your best, like one of your best friends and the girl you're in love
Is
with.
Kai's also in the water, right?
No, Kai's on
Kai's-
deck, but
right.
Kai's beat shit. He can't defend himself.
Oh yeah,
right
he's like
now.
passed out. Right. Forgot. And so he swims over to her, and he can't fucking find her. But then it's like this whole like panic thing. Like he sees her hair go down, and he's losing his shit, and blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, she comes fucking back up because basically she was fighting with one of them in the bedroom, and she was fighting with one of them in the bedroom, smashed a mirror, kept the shard of the mirror, whatever, was able to cut her ropes, and she starts coming out of the water. And then when they're on the boat, they're like, where the fuck is Damon? But then we find out that he took off on the speedboat when Michael went over the side. So when they get back to the deck, they see Trevor laying, they like go and get Kai, obviously. They see Trevor laying down in a puddle of blood, and Michael has 2 choices: let him die or save him. And Trevor's like begging him, bring me to the shore, man, like I'm gonna die, whatever. Yeah, well, Michael then just kicks him into the pool on their goddamn yacht. Why do you need a pool when you're in the ocean besides
Rich
me?
people.
But, whatever. And watches his brother drown to death because he's shot so many times. And that's how that ends until now. It's 3 weeks later after Trevor died. And it's Thanksgiving at the Christ's house. And now everyone knows that Michael and Rika are together, what happened on the boat, because Michael had brought the boat back to the harbor, explained everything to the cops, like actually told them the truth. Kai, and then like tells his parents, whatever. Kai then comes up to Michael and says, "We found Damon and that he's in St. Petersburg in Russia."
Russia.
This is also when we find out that they found the phone with their videos on it, on the yacht in what's it called? A safe. Yeah. Duh. And they destroyed it, so now no one can hold it over their heads anymore. And then Michael's like, "Hey guys, like, hold up dinner for me for like an hour." Michael then takes Rika away from the dinner and goes to St. Killian's, and he goes, "I purchased it and there's currently renovations on it to make it a home for us." And then he proposes. Well, not really. He's all like cute and sexy and like puts a ring on her finger. Doesn't really ask, but then she says yes anyways.
He doesn't ask though. He just
Never
does.
Yeah. No, he just put the
Yeah.
And this is also when we find out that the ring is one of the rings that Rika had stolen from her jewelry store, if you remember, when that night when she saved them, because Michael was supposed to return everything and he returned it and then actually bought the ring. Yeah.
So he was always planning on
marrying her.
because he didn't have time to buy this ring before they went to jail. So they'd already gone to jail. He already assumed it was Rika, and he bought the ring after it. So no matter what, this was Michael's
he's like,
plan.
they're like, yeah, this bitch sent my friends to jail, but I'm gonna marry her anyways.
Yep,
After I get revenge with them, but then I'll marry her.
Yeah. So then this is now the epilogue. Michael is literally laying down watching Rika shower, and his inner dialogue updates us on everything, saying that now Will is staying in Rika's apartment, Rika lives in his penthouse, and Kai bought this weird old Victorian house. Okay, Kai, whatever.
I love it.
His own little hideaway.
Yeah. And it then flashes back to a time where Michael is 16 and Rika was 13, and he's picking her up from soccer practice. They argue, and she runs away to her father's grave. He finds her, brings her home, and tells his mom that she needs a room at their house. And then Rika then says to Michael, life is one way, there's no return trip. Like, what are you waiting for? Basically, like that. She can tell, like, Michael's holding back or whatever. And this sparks something in Michael, and that's how the real Devil's Night started, with their masks and their pranks. So it goes to show that Rika is the reason for everything
he ever does.
Yes. And that was Corrupt.
What was everybody's favorite part?
Oh, the fucking sauna.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think my favorite part's pretty obvious. Obviously, when Kai was naked in the.
Okay, so I love the sauna. I absolutely love the sauna. Probably is one of my favorite parts. But another favorite part that I just want to say, because we didn't touch on it, Rika was in the car with her dad when he died. It was a car accident, and she has this scar that's on her neck, right?
Yes.
It's on the one side of her neck, and she always tries to cover it because fucking Trevor made her feel bad for it.
Yeah,
made
he's
her
like,
feel
it makes you look ugly. Cover it, wear your hair
cover
down.
it up. But it's like, from the day her dad died, like, don't make her feel bad about something that probably already reminds her of the worst day of her life. But Michael would always try to see the scar and just like
would always move her hair, would
make
put
it
her
seem
hair
like it was
up.
the most beautiful thing
Yeah.
ever, and it was a part of who she was. And
Yeah.
that right there should have shown you from the beginning who the better brother was. I mean, it was obvious anyway, but like,
Trevor was just a condescending asshole.
but I love that he did like something so small like that, even when he was pretending to not know who she was. Like, he always made sure that she shouldn't be ashamed of that scar.
My other favorite part was, this might sound fucked up, but when Trevor died.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I was just about to say,
Same.
I have two.
I fucking was waiting for him to die. If he wasn't gonna die, I was gonna be really upset. But I'm really glad his own.
Yeah, I'm glad he's gone to hell.
I hate him.
Like,
yeah. So that's it. We actually included Punk 57 in our reading order, so that's going to be next because that's where it like works out in the timeline
Yeah.
ish. I think actually it takes place like at the same time as Corrupt, to be honest.
It like starts, but like by the time you get halfway through Punk 57, Corrupt is ended.
Yes.
Yeah. So you should read Punk 57 after Corrupt, or
Yes.
you will kind of get like not fully, but at one point like Michael, Will, and Kai make a brief appearance, and that would have spoiled the fact that Damon's not with them.
Yes. So this either happens between like after Damon runs away after he was stabbed, or it might actually happen after the yacht. We don't know, but we know that Damon is not with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we know that it probably starts around the same time, but Punk 50, it's at least
It also
it
could
doesn't-
happen
yeah.
in fucking Hideaway
Yeah, I don't know.
before Damon comes back.
Yeah, but I think it was like obvious. It was the way it was written. Like there was things mentioned in other books, so you could tell. Okay, if you've read Punk 57, it probably came before this. I think even Penelope Douglas has
This
stated
is the
to
recommended.
read this.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is the recommended reading order. Is
Yeah.
Corrupt, Punk 57, Hideaway,
Which gives
and
you
then
an
go on.
idea of okay, that's definitely the timeline. Something like that probably didn't happen during Hideaway.
Well, it definitely didn't happen after Hideaway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
that was it. We are so excited to be in Thunder Bay.
Bye, guys.